was what made Grant Hackett such a spectacular swimmer, because he basically 6-beat kicked the entire race. And Sun Ying is really not, Sun Young, pardon me, is not doing that. He's actually into a little bit of a 2-beat kick. He's just dragging his legs. Cochran's grinding away over there, still keeping it close, but he's got his kick in it.
There's Sun continuing to lead. La Tourette has now been slightly passed. They're both catching up, both he and Jurgo Kish, on third-place swimmer Janssen.
Well, this is 1,000. He's still 3 seconds plus over that world record. Now, he can make that up. He certainly can make that up. The way he came home the last 300 in the prelims, he was 2:54 the last 300 in the prelims. That's very fast. That's about 3 seconds faster than anybody else in this field. So he can turn it on a dime. But he's going to have to start thinking about doing it pretty soon if he's going to have a chance to break that world record. And the crowd's starting to push him along here.
And right now, what was looming in the first 500, Rowdy, like it might be a race, is not a race. He has pulled out over 4 seconds now on Cochran.
Yeah, this is all Sun Young. Nobody's going to challenge him, not at this point in the race. Cochran's in a solid race for second. But now it's starting to shape up to be a pretty good race for the bronze medal. Janssen has really kind of fallen back just a touch here. Chad La Tourette and George Kiss is now starting to move up, and 58.6 again for Sun Young. Gosh.
Right now, Kish is 4th, La Tourette 5th. They're within 3 seconds of Janssen. Swims in 3rd. Peter Vanderkay, a more distant 6th.
Kish also had a great last 300 or 400, so you know he's going to be moving up quickly. La Tourette just needs to kind of do what he has to do to ride the hip. You see him going by right now with that dark cap just on the other side of that yellow lane line. La Tourette is trying to catch as much of a draft as possible. Once again, let's go back to the world record again. 58.6 there again. So he has been within 0.2 of a second for, what, 5 straight 100s. He's been between 58.6 and 58.7. So it's just pretty amazing what he's doing. 11.42. Now he's dipped a little bit closer. Dipping a little. He was over 3. You might remember just a couple hundred meters ago. Now he's only 2 seconds. 58.5 on that one. Another point of reference, that the world record's 14.34. He's been 35. The next closest is Usmanuli when he won the world championship a couple years ago. That was 14.37 during the suit era, by the way. And the next 2 times come from Us in that suit era. So I think Sun Young has a great shot to be at least the 3rd fastest swim in history. And this is going to be a huge sign right here. What he turns here at this mark with just 200 meters left to go.
La Tourette has fallen a bit off now. Jurgo Kish is within a half a second of catching Janssen for 3rd. There you see Grant Hackett's 10-year-old world record line.
Yeah, he hasn't moved up on it that much, and that line is still way ahead. And with only 200 meters, that red line is Grant Hackett.
And understand that, as you said, Rowdy, you made reference, I mean, 43 world records fell 2 years ago in Rome. And Grant Hackett's one of the few. I mean, that's 10 years old.
It is a pretty incredible record when you think about it. And like I said, it's Grant Hackett. I just can't help thinking that it's going to be very tough to get through this. But, boy, what a beautiful race. And remember, he's 19 years old.
Well, no secret that there was an expectation that swimming in their home country before an enthusiastic crowd would spur them on to greater achievements. China only won 1 gold in swimming in Beijing, and Sun Young is pretty much a lock here to bring home their 5th gold here in Shanghai.
I think that's a great point because, yeah, there's some other Chinese swimmers, but I think at this point he is definitely the most popular presently. And that's a huge weight that you have to pull on your shoulders. You're pulling along the whole country right here, over 1,500 meters.
And remember that last week here in Shanghai, China swept all 10 gold medals in the diving part of the World Aquatics Championships. And they're building and swimming as Sun Young
Look at
It's
Quiche
just
for the
dominating,
bronze.
and Ryan Cochran is a very good swimmer.
He's a very good swimmer. Quiche also, you see him just go by. He took off and clearly is in an easy spot for the bronze now.
Quiche of Hungary is third, Janssen fourth, La Tourette is still fifth, but too far back to threaten. And look at Sun Young chasing the world record line.
He may get it!
This is unbelievable, what a
He may
finish!
get it!
He did a world record! A world record! After 14 and a half minutes, he had something left. He fired off some final rockets. An incredible finish to break a 10-year world record held by one of the greatest to ever swim.
He did it at the end, I don't believe it.
He did it by 42/100ths of a second. And the second world record to fall this week in Shanghai.
Look at this finish. It's unbelievable. Think about it, Ted. 54.2 was what he came home in the last 100. 54.2. That's normally the world record holder coming home in a 200 freestyle.
Well, China not only wins its fifth gold of this week, but these fans honor a world record performance. Ryan Lochte was right. He said earlier this week that he felt like he broke the ice, that it proved world records could still be broken. Sun Yan does it in the 1500 free. Still to come.